All right. What made you fall in love with art?
There's a lot of things that go into that. I don't really know. I've always just like had a fondness for like creating things and just having the ability to do it. Like I had a really deep connection with just like very symbolic art, especially like paintings, like Francis Bacon, his stuff, uh, Jean with Jean Basquiat, his stuff was very cool too. More so with like street art, like graffiti and stuff, and then it kind of transformed and just to professional. Um, I think I got it from my dad because he was a lot more like an artsy fartsy guy like I am, and so we always like thought of things deeper, obsessed with sort of things that no one really thought about, just took things in, and so I just constantly feel like that's like my calling to do something with art and just to express my feelings. And frequently when I go through like really hard times, especially during COVID, it was definitely something that helped me go through things like writing stuff or expressing my thoughts via images that I draw and stuff like that. And also singing too, but I don't really do any.
So you grew up in a more like artsy household.
So like my dad's side, yeah. It was really only my dad that was like the artsy fartsy guy. My mom wasn't ever like much like an art girl. Like she sings really well, but she never like got into art. And my mom's side, they weren't really like my dad and I were probably the only people that like had an extreme interest in art and just that sort of thing.
Like what like in what way like does art affect you? I know you said it helps express your feelings and stuff, but do you feel like it relieves some of the pain you have?
Yeah, definitely helps me. Like sometimes usually when I'm writing, it helps me like formulate things I've been thinking about, like kind of like situates what I want to do, along with like it kind of helps me express emotions I can't really put into words. I could only just like put an image to mind and it like just releases that feeling. And sometimes just making something too just really calms my nerves and doesn't make me feel like I gotta do one thing and then do the next and just like go all crazy around and about. And it just like helps me just like do things that I like doing and helps me take a breather, like you've got this.
What do you think your favorite type of art to do is?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably like ink and pencil, so like just visual art, stuff like that I'm very comfortable with doing, like shading knot stuff. And pen I really like because like you can make it as detailed as possible and still be able to see it, along with create like a lot of different textures. I also have been liking doing photography because I call them picture moments, where like I see something that will look like a very good photograph or something that could be like symbolic or something to me. I would take a picture and edit it and sometimes just create something completely different.
Like I know you said that your father did art. Did art become something you were interested in, or do you feel like that since you can remember you were always doing art?
I think it was like one of those things where like it was present, but I didn't really think about it until like I got a little older, like probably when I was like 7 or just a little older. Like I started really wanting to do it, like with animation. I've been taking the animation class at the CAA, the 2D animation, and like I remember I really got into animation with like TV shows that you'd watch, like Adventure Time, regular shows, Steven Universe, and like a bunch of other shows that you would see. I got really interested with that, but it was, I guess you could say it was something that I've always remembered liking doing, but also like my father being there and everything, it was like, it definitely, increased that love for it.
What art classes have you taken at East of?
So I've taken the intro to studio art. I took painting, but that was during the COVID year, so that was like pretty much non-existent.
Yeah.
I also took a film class. I would consider film and art as well.
Oh yeah,
that
definitely.
was really fun.
Was it Finks or someone else?
The film class was with she's over there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I took that film class, an introduction to film. That was really fun. I took digital photography with Fink. That was very fun.
I love
that was incredible. I also took Drawing 1 with Miss Chalk, who's one of the new art teachers here. Mm-hmm. She's amazing.
Oh,
she really helped me like improve my art style and just overall like making things sure that they're proportional and shading wise. That was really helped. And next year I'm taking a ton of art classes. Like I'm taking drawing 2. I'm taking AP 2D
art.
Yeah, I'm taking.
I'm the IB art right now, but it's the same as 2D. It's my favorite class.
Yeah.
Do you do art outside of school?
So since it's my junior year, I've had like a very little time to do things I enjoy. Like the only thing I probably I do daily enjoy is singing and listening to music, but I have been doing it a little bit more now because like the year's getting finished and I just like I could just study and do some basic homework and that's it. So I've been like writing. I plan out pieces I want to do during the summer or next year. So yeah, I do.
Do you have an inspiration for art? Do you like to do your own style?
Ooh, I have some inspiration. Some of it's from like Francis Bacon. He's a big one. Some other like street artists that aren't really known. Some I could think of are Jean Basquiat. He's a street artist. Everyone knows him now because he's gone into the public eye. There's some other ones that I'm blanking on their name, but like street art I like a lot, and just I draw some inspiration from some people and sometimes from like small artists that you see on the internet, but most of the time it's just like idea and like I look at some other people's stuff and then I'm just like, all right, let's make something new.
What draws your love to street art?
I think it's just because it can make some rural place that like is so run down, give it some like life to it. It gives it a characteristic and a personality that's like different from anywhere else. Like downtown KC has some stuff. There's some on post offices near where I live. Those are very cool, and it just makes like living around there a bit more fun and just like, oh yeah, here's that place, or you could like identify literally places that you've been with the street art.
I love street art because it brings it to the public
exactly
too. Yeah.
And like some people think like street art could be like vandalism, and it doesn't have to be. I mean, vandalism is illegal, but like sometimes, I mean, I'm not saying break the law, but like it is kind of cool when you see like huge murals with like crazy cool designs and like you don't know who it's made by besides the fact that they're little pen name.
Do you hope to continue art throughout your life after high school?
Yeah, definitely continue doing art throughout my lifetime. Like I want to do graphic design, animation during college and hopefully for a career, because like it's more practical, graphic design and animation, because that could go towards like commercially beneficial, like money wise, but also just like continuing to do that and just express and grow through it, because just art's such an encompassing thing. Like with chemistry, people design the drawings that you see in the books of like things that happen, and like books, cover art, and then just all that stuff. So yeah, I definitely see myself.
Do you think even if you don't work in the field of art, with your free time you'll still do art?
Yeah, I definitely will. If I don't go into the field of art for some whatever reason, I'll definitely find time to like just do art, whether that be like musically or just doing something for a friend or stuff like that, because I do know sometimes like people ask me like, hey, can you draw my girlfriend or whatever for our anniversary or something, and I'll do it, and then there we are. It's just like something that could be like a side hustle or just a hobby.
Perfect.